When we talk about growth, when we're talking about spiritual maturity, we're not just talking about becoming more moral. Stop doing the bad things, start doing the right things. It's not that when we talk about spiritual maturity, we're talking about something less than that, but it's so much more than that. In Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6, you will grow not by might nor by power, but by God's Spirit.
We're on a quest for character. At this stage of spiritual maturity, we're digging around for what is going to make us reflect God's image.
In this stage, God is addressing a core issue in your character that needs to change, and there's only two possible outcomes. You're either going to change or you are going to grow in hypocrisy.
Character is generally formed through some sort of adversity. Some say adversity doesn't produce character, but reveals it.
The ultimate question when it comes to character is this: what heart issue does God want to address in you?
People say character is who you are when no one is looking. God is always looking. God's standard is not negotiable, and He's serious about dealing with the character issues in our life.
Difficult circumstances, challenging circumstances are God's tools for bringing stuff to the surface that He wants to change. When tough circumstances come into your life, it's like your life is taking a hit. And in that moment when your life takes a hit, what's happening is that God is facilitating an opportunity. And the opportunity is for you to see what's actually on the inside of your life.
The most essential parts of life are matters of individual responsibility and moral choice. The problem is sin. Sin is at the core of our spiritual maturity problem.
What comes out because it's what was on the inside already. The good news is that when you see your stuff, now you can address it. You can't fix what you can't see. There are a lot of people who get to this stage and they never experience true and lasting change. And the reason that people get stuck here is this: they get stuck because they stay on the surface and they never address the root problem. Staying on the surface of your behaviors will keep you stuck. You can't change your heart, only God can.
Sin has consequences. We can't escape consequences, because if we don't address our sin, what it's going to do is it's going to impede our spiritual maturity, and it's going to get in the way of us becoming what God has designed us to be. There is a big toll that sin is taking on your life if you're not addressing a key sin in your life. Consequences are real and serious for sin. Change is necessary. It means to take a different course, to replace. It means to undergo transformation or substitution. 1 John 3:9, no one born of God makes a practice of sinning.
True and lasting change does not come through the pathway of your behaviors. If you're going to go after the root problem in your life, you have to get beyond the question of what did I do? And here's the question you've got to answer: why did I do it? If you don't ever get to your why, you will not change. You've got to practice faith. When I'm talking about practicing faith, I'm talking about in the middle of your failure to believe the gospel. You've got to practice faithful obedience. God works, hear this, God works in the context of faithful obedience.
Whatever lie you're telling yourself about your sin, whatever lie I tell myself about sin, we need to be reminded that's going to keep getting more complicated, and it's going to keep us from fulfilling our purpose.
You have to go after your root. And I will just simply say this: your root at the end of the day is this, that there is something that is more beautiful, more valuable, and more worthwhile to you in those moments than Jesus is. Keep coming back to Him, keep coming back to Him, keep coming back to Him, and I can tell you this: God will change you. God will change and transform your life. He has the power to do it, not by might, not by power, but by His Spirit, and His Spirit is absolutely, you are one of His Spirit is at work within you. You got to pray and you got to keep going to the one who has the power to change you. If you're still struggling, God's not done. And if God's not done, He will continue to work in you until the day that it's finished.